Oh, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Jar of Marble dwellers and Jar of Marble curious. My name is Linda and this is Jar of Marbles.
And I'm Bob.
It's lovely to see you, Bob.
It's always nice to see you.
Oh, well, thank you. After receiving a request from one of our cherished marble dwellers, here is an extensive yet gentle expose about, so you've got a broken heart. So hopefully this will feel like a hand resting on your back, not a lecture about heartbreak, the shock of it, and the slow inner movement toward healing.
Yeah, it's the worst.
At the time, yes, and depending on circumstances, it can be a gift.
A gift?
Yeah, it might be a dangerous relationship as in toxic and them dropping you as, well, long-term a good thing.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We give so much of ourselves away when we meet someone that seems to be acceptable, like alcohol being sold as legal, and yet it causes so many problems for so many.
Well, that's a bit left field.
Is it though, Bob? Just got to be said.
Oh, okay then.
Or the relationship slowly dies and it can linger for way too long. But the first moment can feel like
shock and disbelief.
Well, yeah. Heartbreak does not arrive loudly. It often enters as silence. At first, the mind cannot quite accept what has happened. There is a sense that reality has tilted slightly.
Yeah, the old slight tilt.
Yeah, can often be devastating that something essential is missing and not yet named.
Owls always look like they've just seen a penis for the first time.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's all right. Yeah.
There's a shock, not dramatic, not cinematic, but deeply disorientating. The nervous system reacts before the heart has words.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Erotic is using a feather. Kinky is using the whole chicken.
Oh, Bob. So subject related.
Yeah, as usual.
Yeah, you're consistent.
I am that.
Breathing can feel shallow.
We can forget to breathe.
Well, yeah, in a way we can. Time may stretch or collapse. Ordinary things, light through a window, the sound of a phone, feel oddly distant when we're first, trying to take in that, a relationship is over. Psychologically, this is the brain trying to protect itself. When an emotional bond breaks, the mind temporarily suspends full awareness, the way the body numbs itself, say, after physical injury.
Here we go.
What?
The brain.
Well, yeah. Love creates neural pathways tied to safety, expectation and identity. And when the bond is suddenly removed, the brain registers it as a threat. Cortisol rises, familiar routines feel unsafe. The world no longer behaves as expected.
Money talks, but all mine ever says is goodbye.
Hashtag, so you've got a broken heart. And this is why heartbreak can feel unreal, why people say, I can't believe this is happening, even when they know it is.
But surely
What, Bob?
Surely that's a normal response initially.
Sure, as long as you don't stay there, because the mind starts searching for ground.
Stability?
Yeah. After shock comes searching.
Change is inevitable, except from a vending machine.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fair. So the mind begins to loop, replaying conversations, analysing moments, imagining alternate endings.
Yeah, I don't like that bit.
This is not weakness, of course. It's the brain trying to reestablish coherence. Humans are meaning-making creatures and heartbreak shatters meaning.
Oh, yeah.
The mind scans the past like a detective, hoping that understanding might restore control or reverse the loss. You might notice that your thinking gets obsessive. You may have difficulty concentrating.
Yes, I do have difficulty. What am I doing?
Sudden memories surfacing without invitation.
The pain.
A strong urge to reach out, explain, fix, or be understood.
Oh, geez, I may need a nap. Bringing back bad memories now.
That's all they are, Bob, memories. This happens because attachment is not just emotional, it's neurological.
When you know that, it weirdly kind of helps, but you've got to learn you got to learn new things, don't you?
Well, yes, you do.
Knowledge is power and power corrupts, so study hard and be evil.
The person you loved becomes part of how your brain predicted the future.
Geez, that's good. Yes, it is that, isn't it? Yeah.
Without them, the mind struggles to map what comes next. It's like losing a compass while still being asked to walk forward.
Yeah.
When someone breaks your heart, your brain turns into a liar with a very convincing voice.
Ain't that the truth, Nan? Tell me more.
Suddenly, you believe things you would never accept on a normal Tuesday.
Yeah, geez, yeah.
That you weren't enough. That if you'd been quieter, hotter, easier, less emotional, more patient, then they would have stayed.
Can you not hear yourself? It's just madness. It's love that never was.
That love is something you have to earn by shrinking yourself into something more convenient.
Isn't it odd the way everyone automatically assumes that the goo and soap dispensers is always so? I like to fill mine with mustard just to teach people a lesson.
Yeah, you show 'em, Bob. Heartbreak doesn't just hurt. It messes with your logic.
Again, true that. It's not the fall that kills you, you know. It's the sudden stop at the end.
Oh, I remember the first time someone told me that joke. It was bad then and it's bad now.
Oh, yeah, steady on.
Pain wants a reason, and when it can't find a clean one, it points inward.
The old inward trick.
Yeah, it tells you the story that gives the hurt somewhere to live. So you replay every text, every tone shift, every moment you laughed too loud or cared too much. You start mistaking intensity for truth.
Geez Louise, I've done that, yeah.
Obsession for clarity, familiar pain for love. And the stupidest belief of all, that missing someone means you should go back.
Don't do it.
Missing someone just means your nervous system hasn't caught up yet. Your body is still addicted to a pattern that ended. Withdrawal feels like destiny, but it's not. It's chemistry and habit and hope throwing a tantrum.
Hey, when people tell me you're going to regret that in the morning, I sleep until noon because I am a problem solver.
Good, Bob.
Yeah, well, I don't know why you don't think that's true, because it is.
No, you are a problem solver, Bob. Moving on fast isn't about becoming cold or pretending you didn't care. It's about refusing to negotiate with lies.
Refuse!
Here's how you do it. You stop romanticising the version of them that only existed when things were good. You remember the full picture, the confusion, the inconsistency, the way you felt small or anxious or unsure. Remember those feelings. Love that costs your peace is not love at all, and it's not worth chasing.
Life is too short to wear boring undies. I always say that.
Good on you. You stop asking why they hurt you and start asking why you still giving their choices authority over your worth.
Your worth.
Yes. Closure isn't something they hand you. It's something you decide.
You got to decide. It's taking back your power, isn't it?
Yeah. Takes a minute, but it is that. You replace the fantasy with facts. They left, or they couldn't show up, or they chose differently. That's not a reflection of your value. It's a limitation of their capacity.
Some people call me crazy, but I prefer happy with a twist.
Good, Bob. And finally, you act before you feel ready.
That's the way.
You block, unfollow, delete the drafts. You go one day without checking, then another, and you build distance until your heart can breathe again.
That's how you do it, yeah.
Healing speeds up the moment you stop trying to prove you were lovable and start remembering that you always were.
Nothing to prove.
The heartbreak doesn't mean you believed in the wrong person. It means you believed deeply. And that's not stupid. That's human.
Yeah, human, all right.
The heart, it's like sudden grief without permission. The heart experiences something quieter and heavier.
If you fall, I will always pick you up. After laughing, take a couple of photos and telling a few people about it.
I knew I could rely on you, Bob.
Yeah, that's what I just said, yeah.
Grief is often misunderstood as something reserved for death, but heartbreak is a form of grief just as real. You're mourning not only a person, but a future that you felt promised. Shared rituals, unspoken assumptions, the version of yourself that existed inside that love.
Who let me adult? I can't adult. I'm slowly becoming an adult. Please, make it stop.
You do have an aversion to this, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Emotionally, this can look and feel like waves. Sudden sadness with no clear trigger, long stretches of numbness, moments of intense longing, unexpected anger or self-blame.
Oh, yeah.
The heart does not move in straight lines. It does not progress neatly. It circles, it returns, it rests, and then aches again. This is not regression. It is integration. The heart is slowly learning how to hold the loss without collapsing under it.
You know you're an adult when you get excited to go home.
True that, Bob. True that. The body, that's where your heartbreak lives. It's not only mental and emotional, it's very much physical, isn't it? That tightness in your chest or in your stomach, you'll feel it somewhere. The fatigue, the changes in your appetite or your sleep, a heaviness in your whole body.
Yeah, it's not fun.
These sensations come from the body processing stress hormones and emotional pain.
The body is truly amazing.
The body learns to feel safe in the presence of another. And when that presence disappears, the body reacts as though something essential to survival has been removed.
Yeah, it does feel like that.
That is why rest matters.
Yeah, get your rest.
Why gentle routines matter. Why forcing yourself to be okay often backfires. Healing is not a decision, it is a biological process.
It helps knowing that.
Yeah, so the slow shift when healing begins quietly, getting past heartbreak, does not begin with strength. It begins with little small moments of neutrality.
What's that?
We're just being neutral.
Some days the best part of my job is that my chair spins.
Yes, absolutely, I can see that, yes. So one day you notice a few minutes pass without thinking of them. Another day a memory arises but doesn't cut as deeply. There may be guilt attached to these moments. Does this mean it didn't matter? But it does not. It means your nervous system is learning safety again.
Life is about balance, like holding coffee and sarcasm together. Balance.
That's right.
Yeah.
So healing often feels like less urgency, more space, fewer mental loops, though they still appear, sadness that feels softer, more familiar, and a growing sense of self separate from the loss.
Not all who wander are lost. Some are just bad with decisions. Or should I mean directions?
I think you mean directions.
Yeah, directions. Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
You do not get over heartbreak. You metabolize it. You absorb it into your story until it no longer defines the present moment.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. It's true. It just doesn't define you ultimately, but you've got to get there. So what love leaves behind, heartbreak does not mean love failed. It means love existed.
Oh, I like that. My life is a collection of browser tabs and bad timing.
Feels like that sometimes.
Yeah.
So what remains after the pain eases is not emptiness, but expansion, a deeper emotional range, a clearer sense of what you need, a tenderness toward others who hurt. The heart does not close because it was broken. It becomes more discerning, and I would say more human.
If life gives you Monday, dip it in glitter.
There we go. That's the solution.
Yeah.
Eventually, the ache transforms into something quieter, gratitude without attachment, memory without longing, love without expectation.
That's the good bit.
Yeah, you'll survive it. You will get past it and realise that there's a great big world with so much to look forward to.
Everything happens for a reason. Usually that reason is poor judgment.
Well, poor judgment, all of us are guilty, but then
We learn.
well, yeah, we do. A gentle truth, if you are in the shock of heartbreak now, know this. Nothing is wrong with you. Your reactions make sense. Your pain has intelligence. You're not weak for hurting. You're not failing for missing them, and you're not behind because healing is slow. The heart knows how to heal, but it asks for patience instead of pressure. And one day, often without noticing when, it just feel like yours again. You just feel like you again. #so you've got a broken heart. Heartbreak has a way of making you forget yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Your attention bends outward toward what was said, what wasn't, what you could have done differently.
Par for the course.
Yeah, and in the quiet aftermath, it's easy to believe that healing will come from answers, apologies, or time alone, but often what you need most is simpler and harder, to give yourself what you were hoping to receive from someone else.
You talk about this in other episodes, eh?
Well, yeah, you've got to give yourself what you need And it starts with permission. Permission to grieve without rushing, to be sad without turning it into failure.
Hey, but hey, are candles happy or sad when they're put out? They're delighted. Ha!
Oh, your timing's amazing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
To miss someone and still choose yourself. Heartbreak isn't something to fix. It's something to tend to. Like a wound, it needs care, not criticism.
Yeah, there you go. Have a little applause.
That's right. Absolutely. Because sometimes what you need is rest. Real rest.
Just stop. It's so important, really, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Not distraction dressed up as productivity, but sleep, softness, and space.
Sometimes easier said than done, especially if you're a busy kind of person.
Yeah, I often wonder when I see someone too busy, I wonder what they're running from and what needs to be looked at and felt. Other times it's honesty, admitting that you're not okay yet, that some days feel heavier than others.
Grief is like that, isn't it? It comes in waves.
Yeah, giving yourself what you need might mean cancelling plans or making them.
Yes.
Yes. Change your four walls for a minute. Maybe that is something that you need. And more often than not, it won't feel like that's what you need. But when you do get yourself out for a little while, even if you're not meeting anybody, it really can help. Just give you a bit of a rest, see the rest of the world instead of internalizing everything. It might mean crying in the shower or laughing too loudly with a friend. None of it has to look graceful to be valid.
I love that.
Yeah. There's also nourishment and kindness toward yourself, speaking gently in your own head, letting go of the urge to replay the past like a trial where you're always on the stand. You did the best you could with what you knew then. You're allowed to learn without punishing yourself.
I haven't talked to my wife in 3 weeks because I didn't want to interrupt her.
Nice one, Bob.
Yeah, I'm good like that.
Yes. Heartbreak can make you feel small, replaceable, or unchosen.
Don't go there, and if you have to, don't stay for long, I say.
Yeah, nice one, Bob. Yeah. Giving yourself what you need means pushing back against that lie, reminding yourself that your worth didn't disappear when someone left. It means choosing yourself in quiet ways, cooking a meal, taking a walk, writing it all down, or sitting still and breathing through the ache.
It's really tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You know, I was thinking it takes a lot of balls to golf the way I do.
Right. Well, Bob, I'm such a bad golfer, they should send me to Mars. I'd find water.
Yeah, righto. Yeah.
Healing doesn't arrive all at once. It shows up in moments when you notice the pain isn't as sharp, when you go an hour without thinking about them, when you realise you're capable of holding yourself through something that once felt unbearable.
Hey, if 4 out of 5 people suffer from diarrhoea, does it mean that one enjoys it?
Verbal diarrhea is your thing, Bob, no doubt about it.
Yeah, righto.
Giving yourself what you need is how you survive the heartbreak and eventually how you outgrow it.
But why is it called heartbroken?
The phrase heartbroken comes from a time when people believed, literally, that the heart was the centre of human emotion, not just a biological pump, but the seat of love, courage, grief, and the soul itself. Long before modern medicine separated emotion from the anatomy, the heart was where feeling happened. So when love was lost, it made sense to say the heart itself had been damaged.
Well, there you go.
The idea traces back to ancient cultures. In ancient Egypt, the heart was considered the most important organ. It was weighed in the afterlife to judge a person's moral worth.
My favourite childhood memory was building sandcastles with my grandmother till my mum took away the urn.
Oh, Bob.
Yeah.
So in ancient Greece, philosophers like Aristotle taught that the heart was the centre of thought and emotion. Painful emotions weren't abstract. They were physical experiences rooted in the chest. And anyone who has felt grief tighten, that you felt your breath tightening or ache behind the ribs, knows why this belief stuck around.
Fair dinkum. Personally, I don't believe in bros before hoes or hoes before bros. There needs to be a balance, like a homeostasis, if you will.
You're a genius, Bob.
Yeah, I know.
So by the Middle Ages, the symbolism deepened through poetry and religion. Love was described as something that could pierce, wound, or shatter the heart. And medieval romances and religious texts often spoke of hearts breaking under sorrow, betrayal, or divine longing. The metaphor wasn't just poetic flair, it was a way to describe emotional pain that felt so intense it seemed capable of doing real bodily harm.
Hey, I ordered 2,000 pounds of Chinese soup. It was 1 ton.
Sounds like a sweet sour deal there. So the word heartbroken itself appears in English as early as the 13th century. Back then, broken didn't only mean snapped in half, it also meant crushed, defeated, or overwhelmed.
Unfortunately, my dad lost his job at the cemetery yesterday. Buried someone in the wrong hole. It was a grave mistake. Yeah.
A heartbroken person was someone emotionally undone, no longer whole. And over time, the phrase partially circled back to this old belief. Extreme emotional stress can cause real physical symptoms, tightness in the chest, pain, fatigue, even a condition known as broken heart syndrome.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
So while we now know the heart doesn't literally crack from sadness, the body still feels emotional loss in a way that makes the metaphor feel painfully accurate. We call it heartbroken because across centuries and cultures, love has always lived in the heart. And when love leaves, it doesn't go quietly. It feels like something essential has fractured, like the place where feeling begins has been damaged.
Hey, what did the avocado say to itself in the mirror? You are fat, but you are good fat.
Hey, Bob, what music do avocados listen to?
Guac and roll.
Oh, you know that one.
Yeah, I like that one.
Good on you. The word survives because it still tells the truth, rather, even if not in the way our ancestors first imagined. #so. You've got a broken heart. I know someone, let's call her Mia, who thought heartbreak was a terminal illness.
Oh, hell.
The kind that rearranges your organs and leaves you staring at the ceiling at 3 o'clock in the morning, replaying conversations like they were crime scene footage. And when it ended, she was certain of 2 things: that she'd lost the love of her life and nothing good would ever follow this particular wreck.
My buddy and I often laugh about how competitive we are. Yeah, but I laugh more, though.
So for weeks, Mia moved through the world like a ghost with responsibilities. She cried in grocery store aisles, God, I've been there, avoided songs, she avoided streets, she avoided herself. Everyone told her the usual things. Time heals, you'll be okay, it wasn't meant to be. And every one of those sentences that just felt like an insult dressed up as comfort.
Yeah, it's not fun, man.
But here's the quiet part no one tells you. When the relationship ended, so did 1,000 small compromises Mia had taken for love. She'd mistaken for love.
The tea, here's the tea. I can feel it coming.
She stopped explaining herself all the time. She stopped shrinking her joy so it wouldn't intimidate anyone. She stopped waiting for replies that came hours too late and felt too thin when they arrived.
It's this shit, accepting way too less.
Yeah, and sucking it up for what seems like good reasons. At first, the silence terrified her. Then it started to feel spacious.
Nice.
She signed up for a class she'd always been too busy for. She travelled alone and she learned she liked her own company. She laughed louder, she slept better, she made decisions without running them past someone who never fully chose her anyway. Months later, she ran into her ex and felt something shocking: gratitude. Not because it worked out, because it didn't. Yes.
That's right.
Yes. So the heartbreak had been a demolition, yes, but it cleared the land.
Oh, you hear that? It cleared the land.
Yeah, it cleared the land. What grew afterward was a life that fit her better. A life where love wasn't something she had to earn, negotiate, or beg to be consistent. Mia didn't get over the heartbreak. She outgrew the version of herself who thought that pain was the price of being chosen. And I just love that. And that, it turned out, was the best thing that could have happened.
And finally, a bloody happy ending.
And it's a happy ending for us. We are now ending this episode.
But why?
We'll be back next week. So, say good day to the family for me. Give the lizard a cringe. And we'll see you next time, okay? Okay then. Bye.